So in this section, we're going to talk about Bollinger Bands. Bollinger Bands are a very, very simple to use indicator on the chart. They look kind of intimidating. You might see, I think it's one of the first things you cover on baby pips, first thing covering the academy. It's not very useful on its own. I remember when I was a new trader, I kept trying to use it just on its own. I was trying to find that sweet one indicator that just did it all. But what I learned was if you just combine them with 2, 3, 4, 5 more confirmations, it starts getting a little more accurate. So this is the first confirmation we're going to go over and how we can start combining them. Oops. There we are. There we go. Some technical difficulties. All right, so what is a Bollinger Band? The definition of one is a set of lines plotted 2 standard deviations positively and negatively away from a simple moving average. So what does that mean in English? So here is a Bollinger Band. On the top is the positive deviation, and the bottom is the negative deviation. All this means is it was plugged into an algorithm based off that line in the middle, that red line, the moving average. They're just set a certain deviation away from that simple moving average. You can change the deviation, but most of the time we usually keep it to the default, which I believe is 2, something along those lines. Yeah, I closed at 2. So you don't have to worry about tweaking those settings too much unless the strategy you're using is very specific. The settings I'll be using are the speed is set to 20 and the deviation set to 2. That's right there is a simple moving average it's based off of. And if you can see in the upper left-hand corner where it says speed, that's what I was talking about earlier. The distance is 20 candlesticks. That's how many moving averages it'll take. And then the deviation is 2. So the deviation is the distance between the Bollinger Bands and the simple moving average in the middle. All right, so how do we use them? When price gets closer to the top line, price is considered overbought. And when price gets close to the bottom line, price is considered oversold. So what does that look like on an actual chart? So here we have a Bollinger Band. Every time price goes out or breaks, the bottom Bollinger Band is considered oversold, which means it might be a good time to buy. Then all the candlesticks that poke out on top, price is considered overbought, or price is likely a good sell from there if you have other indications that tell you that. So what else can we do with these? When price appears overbought, look for a sell. When price appears oversold, look for a buy. So here's an example of where we knew price was about to break out, but we wanted the best possible entry. And that's why Bollinger Bands are pretty good for entries because price reacts fairly fast off of them. So we see price poked out right where it's circled right there. It's overbought. So we entered in a sell position and we see it drops straight from there. And at the bottom, you can see it actually broke the bottom Bollinger Band, indicating that it's been overbought or oversold. So we can see how they play with each other like that. And here's an example of a buy. It broke the Bollinger Band, the negative deviation, then it went up from there. So again, we're not just using the Bollinger Bands alone for confirmations. We are also going to use other ones. But you can see how this one is really good to spot possible entries. So there is a couple rules to success using Bollinger Bands, and this can actually go for a lot of other indicators as well. Do not use Bollinger Bands on its own. So like I've been saying, do not use it on its own. You want to use it with other indicators such as RSI, stochastic, and MACD, and those are actually the ones we'll be going over after this. Bollinger Bands are best used when price is ranging. So what I mean by that is price is either trending or ranging. Trending means price is going in one solid direction. It's clearly an uptrend or it's clearly a downtrend. Ranging means price is going sideways. It's not really going up and it's not really going down. So here's an example when price is trending. Price just keeps touching the bottom deviation but doesn't really reach the top until price flattens out towards the right end of the screen. But when price is ranging, we'll see that it'll hit up and down, up and down, up and down. This happens often. It doesn't happen all the time. So if you're looking through charts and you don't see it looking like this, don't worry. Just wait a little longer and it'll start to form. Price goes through phases. It goes through impulse phases and corrective phases. This is considered a corrective phase. When price is trending, that is an impulse wave. So we are looking for corrective waves when using the Bollinger Bands typically. All right, so that's basically it for Bollinger Bands. So now I'm going to move on to the next indicator, which is RSI.